So, guys, man, I'm not a politician, but I'm a motivator. And when I like to listen to stuff like this, when you get knocked down, you get back up. So, what am I going to talk about today? Today, I'm going to talk about the spiritual aspect of the mindset. The spiritual aspect of mindset. So, like I was with my friend yesterday. So he's got somebody he was coaching and all that. He was like screaming, they don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it. I was like, what's going on, bro? I was like, they don't get it. And I'm like, they're never going to get it because they're not like you. These people are not built like you. You know, you don't put in work, blood, sweat, and tears and all that. But it's going to take time if you really want to convince them, because that's why when you go to most of this YouTube guys, you know, when you look at the views, you're going to see that most of their views are just from things that don't really make sense. Like nobody wants to put in work. No, nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants a shortcut. They want to con their way into success. You know what I mean? But there's no conning into success. You got to know yourself. You got to put in the work, blood, sweat, and tears. No pain, no gain. But people just don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? People don't want to hear that. But this brings me back to the topic. So I want to juxtapose whatever I say right now to the spiritual aspect of the mindset. So here's the thing with people, most especially people that have gone through a lot. Just like I always like to use Joe, the president of the United States of America, as an example. He don't lost a lot. He don't lost his wife. He don't lost his daughter. He don't lost he's don't lost his son too, and all that. And the man is still pushing, making things happen. It doesn't mean how old he is. When you get knocked down, you get back up. It doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. The most important thing is that you don't stay down. You get back up and you keep pushing. So it is what it is. So apparently, what I'm trying to talk about right here is I've seen some guys who like you've gone through all this stuff, like you've learned how to link your mind to your body and all that. Then all of a sudden you tend to become indispensable when it comes to God. See, don't get it twisted. If you're a pagan, you're a pagan. If you're an atheist, you're an atheist. If you're a Christian, Christ-like, you're a Christ-like. You're a Christian. But let me put you guys back to line. Let me put you back into line. You are not dispensable when it comes to God's creation. Fine, we were made in His own likeness and image, but we cannot compete with God. It's not possible. I've seen so many people, this misconception. I've seen a lot of guys do this. Like when you go through certain things and all of a sudden, when you used to believe in God, you used to go to church, like you used to read the scriptures and all that. You were, Christ-like, Christian, like all of a sudden you went through all these stuff you went through and you thought you were the person that single-handedly brought yourself out of the darkness. That's the misconception. And then you see these guys, they come out and they're like, I'm a God. No, you're not. You were made in His own likeness and image. Fine, I understand that. But there's no way you can compete. You can't compete with God. I know, fine, you're different. You're no more like a normal person, that likes to see things from, let me quote from the Matrix. You know what I mean? Like you're now different because you see life from a different perception. But that does not make you indispensable when it comes to the scriptures and when it comes to God. You must have pushed your mindset. You suffered, you understand what you went through. The only person that can understand that is somebody that has gone through what you went through, right? And there are not many guys like that, or rather, there are not many people like that. People don't want to hear anything about like sacrifice. No, people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. Put out a video and tell them that this is how you get yourself. If you want to make money tomorrow, you do it like this. You shortcut, you con yourself, and you make money. That's what people want to hear, you know. But here's the thing: when you are out there putting in work, let me tell you something. When you are out there putting in work, you need to put one thing into cognizance that whatever you go through, whatever difficulty you are going through, learn, listen to me, learn to use that as a lesson to the next level. Because what people normally do right these days is like, if you're going through something, you become confused, you know, no, stay calm. Live in your head. Live in your head. Stay calm. When you are going through trials and tribulations, when you're going through difficulties, stay calm. Learn your mind. Learn that so that you can use whatever you went through to the next level, Subsequently, that's how you survive. You know, but when you're going through some stuff and you just went through that stuff without even realizing what you went through, you know, it becomes a problem for you. You're gonna be confused when something bigger hits you up front. Instead of you to like retrospect to what you went through before and use that an example to skip that hurdle, you become confused. That's the main topic. That's the main issue. Now let me tell you something. Life is not easy. I'm gonna tell you this: life is not easy, and if I got it, life is not easy. But one good thing about life is that use your difficult times, every time I say this, people start laughing. I say, how is that possible? I always say sometimes I put myself in a position where, or let me just say, I compromise my success. I do it deliberately. I just do it deliberately. I'm crazy. I'm not normal like you. I'm sorry, man. I do it deliberately. I like to suffer. I like to put myself in that position. I like to step away from my comfort zone. And it has become a part of me. It has become a part of my mind. It has become a mindset to me. But that doesn't mean that I am indispensable when it comes to, you know, worshiping God. You know what I mean? He brought me out of whatever I went through. There's nobody can lie his way about that, you know. So just like we were talking about anxiety or something like that, and I told somebody, all these things you guys are doing, spirituality is linked to anxiety, no matter what, even depression. Because, for instance, have you been in a trance where, you know, you put in something like a worship song? You get what I'm saying? You put in something like a hip hop, but on a low, you put in something like, you know, like a worship song. It changes your mentality somehow. You start having that dopamine, that positive dopamine flowing in you. You know what I'm saying? Flowing in you. You understand that there's a little bit of shift in dynamics, right? You will understand that when you're going through whatever you're going through. Try and put up a worship song. You will understand the difference of what I'm telling you right now. So in terms of anxiety, spirituality, I'm not gonna lie to you, man, it plays a very big part. Then going to a professional to procure drugs for you, that's it. Then the third and the most importantly is you. Because nobody's gonna put his hand in your head and twist your mindset. Nobody's gonna do that. And believe me, when you come out from a certain type of depression, when you come out from a certain type of chronic anxiety, bro, you become unstoppable. Let me tell you that I'm going to refer you guys to my mentor, David Goggins. Follow this man, David Goggins, the most toughest man in the Guinness Book of World Record. Follow this guy, and you know that impossibility is nothing. Impossible is nothing. It is nothing. Everything is in your mind. 90% of your strength comes from your mind. That's why they always tell you that conquer your mind and conquer yourself. Conquer your mind and conquer yourself. But people are too lazy to do just that. It's not easy. It's a very difficult thing to do because one, you're going to lose family, you're going to lose friends, you're going to lose a lot of things, a lot of things. But keep pushing. One good thing about an underdog is he never gives up. That's one thing. An underdog, he doesn't give up. It's not, it's no. He doesn't do that because he has lost everything. He has lost trust. He has lost confidence in people. He has lost everything. And the only thing left for him is to prove to himself that he's still capable of getting it. That is the most dangerous underdog. That is the most, it is very scary when you put yourself in a position where you're a lone wolf. It is scary. when you go through that, and definitely you have a change of mindset. The only person that can understand what you're going through is somebody that has gone through it. You become abnormal. People see you like you're crazy. I'm telling you. Like, when I put in work, I'm like a beast. Do you know what I'm telling you? And sometimes it's scary that you don't get tired, except when you're done. It's very scary. And people will be looking at you like, no way, he's not taking steroids. No, you know what I'm saying? Then you start having naysayers and all that. And within those naysayers, you still gotta prove a point. So imagine waking up every day, doing it constantly, consistently. That's very scary. So what a lot of people do is that when you're lazy, you can't do it. You join the losers. So who are the losers? Losers are those people that have everything in life, but they are still not satisfied. They are still not contented. They're still not comfortable, right? That's the loser mindset. You know, when they see you winning, what they're going to do is they might launch something I call a campaign of calumny. They might just say, oh, right, let us equate this guy to somebody that is crazy, and I will use that to justify my being a loser. You see what I'm talking about? You know, so for that winner, you got to put in a lot. It's not easy because because any day you fail to do it, you see them counting it down for you. You know what I mean? You see them counting it down for you. So every day, you try to prove a point. Not only you're trying to prove a point to yourself, but you're trying to prove a point to the naysayers. So bring back your spirituality, my brother. That you have gone through a lot, then you came out, and when somebody said there's no God. After all, when I was walking through the wilderness, when I was in the wilderness, you say God will do this for me, God will do that for me. God, no, bro. No. He created it for something. There's no way he's gonna put a burden you cannot know how to handle on you. God does not do that. Everything God gives you is like a challenge. The good ones, the bad ones, everything. Hold on to God. You're not a Superman. You're no longer a Superman. There's still God. Yeah, there is still God. Don't let them fool you. Fine, you must have pushed your mind and every other thing. You've become abnormal. You're not like a normal person. But that doesn't make you to be in competition with the Most High. There's a higher power. There's a higher power. Don't let them fool you. Don't get that misconception. Don't let them deceive you. There is a higher power. There is God. There is God. Don't come out and start acting like like you're a demigod, like you're anytime they brought about God's stuff and you start there's no God. After all, there's no. If there was a God, all these things we've been saying in the Bible and all that. By now, I should have been like that. But like I'm a Superman for bringing myself out of whatever issue I go through, and everything I go through, I bring out myself from it. So it is me, not God. You're lying, bro. Wake up. There's God. There's God. I'm telling you, bro. I said it. Let me still that little experience. So like when you go through stuff, or when you're going through stuff, try and put in something like a worship song. You're gonna see a difference. You are gonna see a difference emotionally. I am not an emotional person, but emotionally, it's part of the mind. You're going to be seeing a little bit of difference. So, man, catch you on my next video next week. Y'all stay well. I'm out.